Welcome back to Global Have Things today. We're still talking about Rivers State. The elders in Rivers State are not ready to allow Fubara alone in this fight, as they are not queuing behind him, but this time around they are working side by side with him to fight Wike and all those who are trying to frustrate him and his administration. And we have heard some, if you check our video, you're going to see some decisions taken by the State House of Assembly, which is totally unappealing to Rivers resident, though they say it's very constitutional. But from all indication, it's going to slow pace the achievement of Fubara's administration. So the Rivers State elders are like, we are not ready to allow this happen, because this has never happened far back from 1979 till date. We've never seen this kind of thing happen, and this is a clear-cut ploy to frustrate Fubara, and they are standing strongly behind him to at least fight and conquer on his behalf, as they send a message to him that you cannot protect your house with sworn enemies, and that is very absolute. Let's look at exactly the content of their write-up and also what they are doing in court to see how they can salvage him at a time like this. Now, according to the news, the River Elders and Leaders Forum has urged the governor of Rivers State, Sim Fubara, to remain vigilant while dealing with the commissioners in his cabinet who are allies of the ex-governor Nyesom Wike. A member of the River Elders and Leaders Forum, Chief Anab Sarai Igbe, said this to Punch on Tuesday that it was illegal of Fubara to welcome back into his cabinet 9 pro-Wike commissioners who earlier resigned their appointment in the heat of the crisis between Wike and Fubara. Recall that on Monday, Fubara had warned the returnees, that's the pro-Wike commissioners, not to work against his government. Speaking in a telephone interview with the aforementioned publication, Sarah Igbe said, "We have continued to maintain that you cannot protect your house with your sworn enemies. When your enemies are known, you push them away or you keep them at arm's length. But there is this saying that you cannot allow your enemies to be your guard, because they will one day assassinate you." He noted that the Rivers elders were still in court, challenging the resolution reached at the reconciliatory meeting convened by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Abuja in December. According to him, he says, the governor is doing what he likes, but at the appropriate time, the law will say whether he is right or wrong. As it is now, we are in court, so we cannot preempt the court. When the time comes, we will know whether what Fubara is doing is right or wrong. As far as we are concerned, all the things he is doing are not in tandem with the law. So we are in court and want the court to interpret the law as regards the 8-point directive, whether the 8-point directives will stand or not. If the court interprets in our favor that the 8-point agenda cannot stand, then all he has done would become null and void. But if the law says otherwise, then we can now discuss the matter after we have exhausted it, because we are going to drag this case to the Supreme Court. Those were the words of that elder. And I must say that what he's saying is absolutely true. You cannot foster a future, or you cannot enhance development in Rivers State surrounding yourselves with people who are supporters of Wike at a time like this. Already we've started seeing signs and symptoms proving that they are not in support of him, and they'll do everything to frustrate him. My colleague is in the house, and we just want to talk about this issue. It's really troubling to see things like this happen, where people who by their own hands resign their appointment being absorbed back because the president was brought into it. It's absolutely a no-no, and the case is already in court. For Fubara, he feels he can pull through with them. Possibly his advice to them will cause them to be conscious of whatever they are doing. But I think that's a big no. What do you think the elders are trying to do? Do you think it's ideal for them to, fight for Fubara, or they should allow him face the sound of the music?
The truth be told, Fubara is in the center of it all. But the people who will either benefit or lament over this whole fracas is actually the Rivers people. And that also includes the elders. There was always this saying that an elder cannot stand by and watch a little animal fall into the ditch. That's the beauty of the elder. They see ahead, they try to intervene. Unfortunately, Fubara probably did not carry them along before signing that impromptu agreement with the president. And if they decide to allow Fubara to do what he feels is right, it's just no matter how grown a son is, the father is still older than him. So, which means no matter how wise Fubara may feel he is or how experienced he thinks he is, the elders will still know better. I feel that at this point, it's wise for the elders to wage in, but the truth be told, where Wike has cornered Fubara is using legal machinery, whereby whatever you want to say, they'll tell you, well, it's within the law. And when you are fighting within the law, it's almost a lost battle. Wike we are talking about is a lawyer, a life bench, I guess. And Fubara is an accountant. And he's dealing with whatever it is that's going on here has to do with the law, policies of the law, execution of the law, interpretation of the law. And unfortunately, has surrounded himself with people who are not his allies, but more like an enemy. If Wike wants to topple his government, it's very easy. It's just to finger his loyalists in the house, and they'll topple it. Whatever it is he brings to the house, they keep delaying it, making him look like a slowpoke, making him look like a slow poison who does not know what to do is there from the rest, giving the impression of a mumu out there, whereas actually he's a smart dude, but because he puts people around him who doesn't support him, they slow pedal his movement, his government. He should have thought this through before agreeing to this. Well, those were one of the things that made the likes of Ruben Abati scream that he threw his followers under the bus, because now he will need his followers more than ever before. But now it has gone legal. He's actually at the mercies, really, of the lawmakers, and in particular, Wike. Yes, on Wike.
All right. Now, someone said something very touching I think a day ago, that he's not so sure about it, but he says that he perceives that the reason why Wike Fubara was just playing along was because something was at stake, and that was his victory in the Supreme Court. That if he had acted, in a recalcitrant way to the reconciliatory agreement presented to him by the president, that it would have resulted to him losing out in the governorship, because whatever we are still saying right now, they still point to one place, which is his victory. Now that he has gotten his victory, do you think that he's going to give his his predecessor some months before he start hassling the so-called enemies or pro-Wike commissioners?
If he's not careful, they will impeach him. He has a lot to lose. The 8 point agenda they gave to him, one was just to his credit. The remaining 7 was to the benefit of both Wike and 27 members. Now his commissioners are all Wike people. The people in the state House of Assembly are Wike people. In fact, they have the highest number. They can decide that they want to, everything he brings in, they will not approve it. They can frustrate him, and it's within the ambience of the law. He would have thought it through. Right now, he needs to be dancing very well. In fact, he should be dancing Buga seriously for Wike, except he wants Wike to mess him up. Because all it takes is just finger these guys. They'll do what to do. They'll know what to do. But I would have preferred a situation where it's about time it begins to open up. Yes, what I mean open up right now, it's not, don't make it secret. Let the Rivers people know what you're up against and what they're doing against you. If they now decide that they will still join forces with you and probably to bring Wike to order, fine. Because No matter how you want to look at Nigerian politics, the true employers are actually the Nigerian people.
Yeah.
The true employers of this whole matter in Rivers State are the Rivers people, and they will decide if truly we can have a say, and if this 27, they can decide. Even this River people, Rivers Indigenous, can decide to recall that 27
Yes,
lawmakers,
yes.
and
I think
their
that's the
seat will be
ideal
at
thing.
stake.
Yes.
So he needs to make it very open. Say, look, oh guys, the people you employed, the employee, they are frustrating my government, not making me to give you the good dividends, so that they will not begin to cut on. Or else, if he wants to play gentleman and keep it cool and be a gentle politician, then he doesn't know how to play it, and he should get ready to be messed up. But he needs to open up part time what he's going through.
All right, thank you so much. I think that's where we're going to leave it. Let's meet in our comment section and talk more on this. What's your position now that the elders have risen up to stand with Fubara to see how they can salvage his government for him? Do you think that these guys are doing it on their own volition, or this is traceable to the hidden voice in behind the curtains?